guys, welcome to my channel. And on this channel we talk about relationship, motherhood, and things that matter to us like family and movies and lots more. We do lots of things on this channel. So today we're going to be dealing with our inbox series. Every Thursday we bring out issues from our inbox series, and in case you don't know, I have a Facebook page where people chat with me and relate with me directly. So on today's issue, I'm going to be reading it out from my tablet. Today's issue, let me just read it out. Greetings, the phenomenal woman. I hope all is well with you and your family. I'm a young lady in her late 20s living in Kano State. Kano State is in Nigeria. I have been in a relationship with a man for 2 years and he has proposed, which I accepted. I am a Christian, but he is a Muslim. My parents have vehemently refused to accept him. He wants to proceed the necessary marriage rites, but they said no. My fiancé said I can be going to my church when we get married. I don't like the discrimination. We are all made in the image of God and we are equal in his sight. How do I convince my parents about this? So if you want to know my reply to this young lady, keep watching. So, how can you convince your parents about this? Before we go into convincing your parents about this, I'll tell you that there are certain considerations, certain things you need to, look at before you finally make that decision to get married to an Islamic man. As a Christian, Christians are advised not to be unequally yoked with unbelievers. An unbeliever in this context is somebody who does not share the same belief with you as regards your religion. Now, there are guidelines regarding a Christian marriage. As a Christian, you are not supposed to marry outside your Christian faith. And if there are peculiar situations where you are, allowed to marry outside your Christian faith, that promise is drawn out from you that the children should be raised in a Christian way. As a Christian, you are supposed to bring up your child in the way of the Lord. Teach your child about Jesus Christ, about the book of, the book of God and all that. Then as a Muslim, you also need to look at the Muslim faith, the Islamic belief about marriage and about, situations such as this. Muslims in peculiar situations are allowed to marry Christians. They are allowed to marry Christians, but you should know that every child born to a Muslim man is automatically a Muslim. So you have to sit down with your partner and you both should talk about a lot of things. You need to talk about a lot of things. The first being, how are you going to raise your kids? You've already said that he's going to allow you to go to your church when you get married. Have you talked about how you are going to raise your kids? Which is very, very important. Out of the feelings you're having now, out of the emotions you're having now, you might think that all that matters to you is, I love this person and I want to be with this person. But right now, in the next 10 years, the children have come, and raising the children in a particular way so that they will have things, they will have roots, they will have where they are grounded in. So you have to sit down with your partner and talk about how you are going to raise your kids. Are they going to be raised in a Christian way or in an Islamic way, or are they going to be exposed to both worlds? That is very, very important. Secondly, you should also talk about how devotions are going to be run in the home. There's a popular saying that goes that a family that prays together stays together. Are Islamic devotions going to be run in the home? Are Christian devotions going to be run in the home? Or is it going to be a mix of both? That is what you should also talk about. When we go for youth service in the camp, They no longer say the morning devotion, say the prayer in the Christian or in the Islamic way, because it has become a gathering of people of different beliefs. In order not to be for anybody to feel left out, they simply say, the national anthem, the second stanza of the national anthem. So this is another thing you need to consider before going into this marriage. The third thing you should consider before going into this marriage is you should consider resistance from family, which you are already facing resistance from your own family. If you're able to break the resistance in your own family, have you thought about where you are moving to? Have you guys had any discussion about how you're going to penetrate the resistance, the hatred? Yes, we should not, we should be realistic about these things. There is that hatred. There could be that hatred, or let me not call it hatred, maybe lack of love for you as a woman who is leaving her roots and leaving everything concerning her to move to another place. Have you thought about how you're going to handle those things? So speak with your partner and talk about those things. Has he approached his family? Has he talked to his family? What are his family members saying? What are his friends saying about this? And what is he saying about this? It doesn't stop at him just allowing you to, go to your own church. You have to be aware of these things. We are in Nigeria. We are not going to, let's not be blind to these facts. Things are happening. You didn't mention where you both live. You didn't mention if you are an Easterner or a Westerner that lives in the North. You didn't mention this. But if you're an Easterner living in the North, have you talked about when clashes, when communal clashes, when religious clashes come up, have you both agreed? Of course, we know that the Christian is more liberal than the Muslim. The Muslim holds so fast to his faith, and his faith comes first in everything. Another thing you should take into consideration is marriage in Islam. Remember that a Muslim man is entitled to as many as 4 wives. Have you come to terms with this? Do you know about this? How have you prepared yourself if in case of the future he decides that he's going to marry more than 1 wife according to his religion? How are you going to deal with this? Are you ready to accept this as part of your marriage? So these are the things you should take into consideration. So there should be a discussion, and you should think thoroughly about what you are going into before going into it. If eventually you decide, you have made your decision that this is the way you want to go, if you have eventually made your decision that this is the way you want to go, so what is left now is how to approach your parents about this. You talk with them. Sit down and talk with. The question you asked me was, how do I convince my parents about this? You have to sit down and talk with your parents. You don't expect that they are going to accept it immediately. No. It will take them time. They need to process things. They need to get over the shock. They need to come to terms. So when you talk with them, you give them time. Give time. And then when you have another talk with them, arm yourself with these considerations and these discussions with your partner. You arm yourself with these things and then approach them and say, Daddy, Mommy, we have talked about these things, and see what we have concluded. I'm covered. Yes, we're going to raise our kids in so and so way, this and that. And then you still give them more time to come to terms with this. If peradventure they don't agree, you need to now involve somebody that they listen to. It's a lot. It's really a lot in this part of the world. If it were in the Western world, it would have been a lot easier than this. It's really a lot for them to take in this part of the world. But then you still have to approach them with somebody that they listen to, and that means you have to also convince the person they listen to first. I'm not going to advise you to elope. No, I'm not going to advise you not to get your parental blessings, because in the long run, with time, our parents may no longer be here, but you are the one going into the marriage. You are the one going to live with that person forever. And then the last one is to speak with your partner about a conversion. Speak with your partner about a conversion. What is his stand? Is he willing to go that extra mile for you? Like I said, it's not going to be easy. When you follow the steps, you will arrive at something good. I hope I've answered your question. See you in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, or if you have anything to add, put it in the comment section, and if you enjoyed, give it a thumbs up. And then don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification button to get notified whenever I post a new video. Thank you. Bye.